Donald Trump is promising the moon and stars to his political base when it comes to immigration. On the campaign trail, the former president is making immigration the centerpiece of his platform, vowing to do everything in his power to reshape the face of America via immigration policy. Now, among other things, Trump has recently promised sweeping roundups of people who could be held in large camps to await deportation. And he's promised to expel millions of undocumented people from the country as fast as possible. The liberal-leaning and respected newspaper, the New York Times, has called Trump's plans an assault on immigration on a scale unseen in modern American history. In this video, we're unpacking Trump's controversial 5-point plan for changing US immigration into a system pretty much unrecognizable from what it has been and is today. If he wins the presidency in 2024, look out, America. We're in for a wild ride when it comes to asylum and immigration more broadly. I'm Brian Manning, and I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, I help immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. Let me know in the comments whether you agree or disagree with the proposals that I'm about to tell you about, and let me know which of them you think is the best, or on the other hand, the most repugnant. Here are the 5 ways that Trump wants to change US immigration, according to statements that he and his surrogates have made on the campaign trail for the Republican presidential nomination. Stick with me to the end because numbers 4 and 5 are definitely the most consequential and the most controversial. All right, number 1, revival of past policies. Trump is thinking of bringing back the so-called Muslim ban that he initiated last time he was president, which was struck down by the courts as illegal. Now, the ban would try to keep people from certain Muslim-majority countries from entering the United States. The last effort at this brought shame to many Americans who view their country as a pluralistic melting pot that respects religious freedom. It led to protests in the streets and condemnation from governments across the world. Trump is also planning to say no to people who ask for asylum, reviving policies that make it virtually impossible for most applicants to actually qualify for this form of humanitarian protection. Trump has indicated that he's going to use the prospect of asylum seekers bringing in diseases to justify keeping them out. Now, it bears noting that Biden has actually modeled certain asylum policies on Trump's old asylum program, so please don't get the impression that I'm praising the Biden administration here in telling you about Trump's lurch to the far right in handling asylum and immigration matters. All right, number 2 on our list of Trump's 5-point immigration plan, speeding up deportations. Trump's plan is all about making the process of sending people back to their home countries much quicker. He wants to skip some of the usual legal steps. And to do this, he's thinking of using more police and even the National Guard from states that agree with his plans. This approach could really change the way deportations are done, and it raises questions about fairness and justice, as well as about our international obligations. You see, we've signed international agreements promising not to send people back to places where they could be tortured, and speeding up deportations may lead to less care being exercised in ensuring that things are done safely. By the way, if you want to maximize your chances for success in asylum, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you don't miss the insights that I share here on this channel. Okay, number 3 on Trump's list, restricting legal and illegal immigration. Trump isn't just focusing on people who are in the United States without permission. He also wants to make it harder for people to come to the United States legally. Now, the details of how he's going to do this aren't entirely clear yet, but it looks like it could affect lots of different types of visas and the rules about who can come to the United States. And this could have a big impact on the economy as some industries really rely on immigrant workers. Indeed, economists overwhelmingly agree that we need more immigration, not less, for our economy. But this is not what Trump wants. All right, number 4 on our list of Trump's plan to change American immigration, end to birthright citizenship. Now, one of the most talked about parts of Trump's plan is to stop giving citizenship to kids born in the United States if their parents don't have legal permission to be here. This is a huge change from what's always been done in the United States, and it could lead to a lot of kids not having citizenship anywhere, which would be a big problem. And this plan would certainly face legal challenges and would change the whole idea of what it means to be American. Legal scholars overwhelmingly agree that this change would be unconstitutional, as the Constitution explicitly says that people born here are, with limited exceptions, US citizens. Okay, last up, number 5. Sweeping roundups and detention camps. This one has a lot of people truly worried about where we're headed as a society. Trump wants to round up a lot of people who don't have legal permission to be in the country and hold them in big camps until they can be deported. He aims to deport millions of people every year, including those who have been settled in the country for decades. The plan involves making large areas to keep all of these people. Now, there are concerns over how people are treated in these camps and in ensuring that their rights are respected. The undocumented population of some 11 million people would be living in fear if the government indeed initiated an all-out effort to round up everyone without legal immigration status. This could reverberate throughout society. If you're ready to take the next step and get help with your asylum case, then please call my office today. And remember, we help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you live. Call us now to schedule an asylum strategy session so that we can help you secure your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's an honor to serve you in your asylum journey.